All right, hi everyone. We're just gonna give a minute here to see. Just gonna give people a chance to join in, and then we'll get started. Okay. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar, Unlocking Productivity with Microsoft Copilot. How to transform your business operations. I'm Phil Horton. I'll be your host in this webinar. We'll explore how Microsoft Copilot, a cutting-edge AI tool, can integrate seamlessly into your business operations, drive efficiency, improve decision-making, and empowering your team to focus on high-value tasks. Before we get started, I have a couple of housekeeping items to go through. Feel free to drop questions in the Q&A section throughout the presentation. A recording of this webinar will be shared with you afterward. And also part of this webinar, I'm going to be going through some information about Copilot, what it is, and then doing a quick little demo at the end of it on some of the things that you can do with this tool. So let's get started. All right. Introduction to Microsoft Copilot. Microsoft Copilot is an AI-powered assistant embedded within Microsoft 365 applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, and more. Copilot enhances how we interact with our tools by we can use it to automate repetitive tasks, provide intelligent suggestions based on context, helping us collaborate more effectively. For example, in Word, Copilot can draft a document from a few bullet points. In Excel, you can use it to analyze complex data sets, present insights in seconds, kind of really cut down on that tedious task of creating formulas and things like that. And it's like having your own personal assistant, right? That never takes a day off. So Copilot leverages advanced AI machine learning algorithms to help understand your work patterns and preferences. This allows you to offer personalized assistance, making your workflow more efficient and effective, whether you're drafting a document, analyzing data, or managing your emails. Copilot is there to help you every step of the way. So it's like it's like your own little Jarvis, but not quite as advanced. So let's explore some of the key features and differences between Copilot. So Copilot comes in two different forms. We have a business form and a personal form. I'll show you both. I'll use both this afternoon. And so right now we'll kind of talk about what is the differences between the two. The business version is the secured version. So this business version of Microsoft Copilot is designed with security in mind. It ensures that your interactions are protected and compliant with business standards. So what this means is that it comes with a license, right? So there is a license. We'll get into the cost of that later. So Microsoft has some protections in place that are designed for businesses, so that if you have some either cyber liability or some compliance and things like that, you're within those compliance boundaries, right? And we're not breaking any kind of laws or anything like that. Not connected to Microsoft 365. So apps, please note that the free version is not integrated with Microsoft 365 applications. I'll show you exactly how to get to the free version and what that looks like. If you ever use ChatGPT, it's a similar experience on the free version of that. Chat experience only. And then the personal version. So the personal version is not secure, right? So it's not designed for business use. So the big reason why we call it not secure is that when you feed it information, right, it's going to use that information to kind of build on its own knowledge, right? It's not the information you feed it is not trapped within the boundaries of your business, right? So definitely do not feed it anything that's either business specific, that's maybe like PII or any kind of proprietary information or anything like that. It's not connected to the apps, like the business one is connected to the apps. And then chat experience, the personal version is like a chat experience thing. So we'll go through that. Microsoft Copilot, looking at the pricing for the business, personal, and then there's a free version. So business is $30 a month per user that has the license. So it's a license like your Microsoft 365 license. You can it gets applied to the account. That same license, similar to what you get with your email, or if you're using Microsoft Project or something like that. So it's connected to your business data. So what that means is that Copilot in the business environment, if you are a Microsoft Suite user, is connected to your email, it's connected to your Teams, it's connected to your SharePoint, it's connected to all those bits of information. Now there's walls, right? And I'll show you, when we get into the business side what that looks like as far as to know exactly what you're looking at. But it's integrated into those systems, right? Because the whole point is to empower, is to make things quicker, right? And kind of increase productivity. So it has access to those resources. So it's $30 a month. The personal, so let's say if you like Microsoft Office Suite, right, you can go pay $100 for the personal version of Microsoft. It's supposed to be used for personal purposes only, not for business. So there is a personal version of Copilot that you can get for $20 a month. It's connected to select Microsoft apps, and it has a pretty neat feature called Image Boost. This version includes, basically what it does is it enhances the quality of presentation of images in documents. And I'll show you quickly what would look like if we were to create a PowerPoint from a document we'll end up creating. So in summary, the paid version of Microsoft Copilot offers a range of advanced features designed to enhance productivity and streamline tasks for both business and personal. The business version provides comprehensive integration with business data and Microsoft 365 applications, while the personal offers select integration to some apps and has the image boost feature. So if you have a personal, right, and you have a child or something that's trying to do a presentation, this is a good example. And they take some data, right, and they need to do a PowerPoint. It needs to be like 5 minutes long or something like that, right? Include some photos. You can use the $20 a month personal for that purpose. Copilot is used to, if we're looking at automation, right, and we're looking at how can we be more efficient. So it's embedded within the Microsoft 365 apps, acting as a powerful assistant in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. So if we look at Word, for example, Copilot will help you draft documents, suggesting content, correcting grammar, and even generating entire sections based on your input. It can also help with formatting, ensuring your documents look professional and polished. Excel, I really like the Excel functionality of it. It's for data analysis, right? It's to find trends, it's to create charts, providing insights, and automating those complex calculations. That way you don't have to keep trying to Google or remember all those formulas. PowerPoint. So you can use it to create PowerPoints, right? Create impactful presentations. We won't be creating anything too crazy today. What we'll do is I'll use it to create a document as an example of something you can use. Have it generate a document. Take that document. I'm going to upload it into the business side. Let Copilot analyze it, tear it apart. We'll ask some questions based on that document, and then we'll turn that document into a PowerPoint, right? And so, and we'll get through that. Outlook. So it integrates with Outlook and help you manage your email and your schedule, right? It can help you draft responses, prioritize your inbox. So it's going to learn what you are focusing on. The more you interact with it, the more it learns about the way that you want to interact with your tools. So talk about automation, task automation. Copilot can automate repetitive tasks such as data entry, scheduling meetings, generating reports. This frees up your time to focus on more strategic activities. It has intelligence suggestions. So based on your work patterns, Copilot provide intelligent suggestions to help you work more efficiently. For example, might suggest a quicker way to complete a task, recommended on relevant content that you're looking at. Streamline your workflows. So by integrating with various Microsoft applications, Copilot will streamline your workflows. So it ensures that all your tools work together seamlessly, reducing the time and effort required to switch between applications. So we're all, especially in the business world, right? We're all trying to be. The focus is, how do we be more efficient, right? And with efficiency drives, productivity, right? And then therefore drives revenue. So, this is a great tool to integrate within your business and play with to see, how can you utilize it to make your own workflows better. So it does intelligent document generation. So Copilot excels in intelligent document generation. So it can generate comprehensive reports based on your data. We'll kind of I'll show that a little bit later. You can pull information from various sources, organize it locally, and present a clear and concise manner. Content summarization. This is pretty neat. So for example, you can utilize Copilot in a business sense, right, to summarize a meeting, right? It can integrate in Teams, for example, right, and use it as a way, if you're in a meeting with Teams and for some reason, you kind of zoned out a little bit, right? But someone asks you a question, you can say, hey, give me the last 5 minutes and a summary real quick, right? And then you can, kind of utilize it in that extent. Document formatting, right? And it can, create documents, format documents, to make sure that they're well formatted and adhere to professional standards. When it comes to data analysis and visualizations, Copilot is a game changer. So there's a couple of things in particular it does. Data insights. Copilot can analyze your data, provide deep insights into identity trends, correlations, and anomalies, helping you make informed decisions. So if you're looking at, a giant Excel sheet with, a bunch of data that you're trying to figure out, productivity or whatever, right? Metrics or something like that, or finances, you can utilize it to kind of go through that document, give you some insights into it in a very fast manner. It can create, stunning, visualizations to represent your data. So if you are trying to do a report, right? Let's say if you're, in accounting or something like that, and you need to, do a report for the CFO based on some data, and you want to have some charts or something like that, you can use Copilot to create those. Predictive analysis. So leveraging the advanced algorithms, Copilot can perform predictive analytics, right? It can forecast future trends, identify potential risk, and provide recommended recommendations based on that historical data. So kind of going over, I talked about this briefly, right? Collaboration, content creation. So Copilot enables team members to share ideas and collaborate on documents in real time to foster creativity, ensure that everyone's input is considered. It will do real-time feedback. Copilot allows for real-time feedback, making it easy to review, refine content. Team members can comment on documents, suggest changes, track revisions, and it does content refinement. So Copilot helps refine content by suggesting improvements and ensuring consistencies. It can check for grammar, style, ensuring the final document is polished and professional. So, there's lots of applications or lots of different AI tools out there that do various different things, right? And so Copilot is more designed for, especially in the business world, right, to work in an enclosed space with your data. It's not sharing data on the business side. And so you can utilize it, for example, let's say to create, a slideshow. Let's say we're going to take a employee handbook, for example, right? And you wanted to take the employee handbook. You're going to feed it the employee handbook, so that way, your employees can ask questions, and I'll show it later, right? What is our hours of operation, right? Or, and then, or if you wanted to, you can take that employee handbook and say, well, I'm onboarding somebody, right? And how can I take this, now 52-page document and create this, slideshow, right, to introduce the document, but cover some key points. So, I'm going to have it make a PowerPoint. So continuing on that real world use, right? Sales and marketing, in sales and marketing, Copilot can help create compelling pitches, analyze market trends, generate marketing materials, ensure that your campaigns are data driven and effective. We use this internally. We're, always, trying to utilize Copilot or, AI in ways that we can, definitely make things more, faster. Also, and specifically to marketing and sales, it's a great resource for that. You feed it some, hey, I want a brochure on these key points, right? And then it just generates the brochure. You look through it, and make sure maybe change some words or things like that or whatever, right? And all of a sudden you got this nice brochure, and the only thing you spent time on was, listing some bullet points, right? So it's a huge time savings, especially in sales and marketing. Finance, I kind of spoke a little bit about, right? Finance and accounting, Copilot can assist with financial reporting, budgeting, data analysis, can automate complex calculations, provide insights to support decision making. So again, it's those things, right? Hey, I got a Excel sheet with a bunch of data on it. We have a board meeting, but we need to, maybe have some nice graphs to show that data and be able to analyze it as a group. Copilot, give me some graphs, right? So we can analyze the group thing. And then you just type it in, it spits it out. Human resources, again, right? Streamline recruitment, and streamline employee onboarding, performance management, performance reviews. It's a great, can generate job descriptions, screen resumes, provide analytics on employee performance, depending on what you have it integrated into. So the business side, you can integrate it into your, different apps, right? Different data sets. They could pull information for you and give you analytics on it, so you're not digging. I know, I use this. We have our technical team, right? And one of the things is employee onboarding, and there's lots of information that we go through. And I'll show you an example specifically. Is the employee handbook, right? It's a huge document. So how do you kind of summarize that in a way that you're doing an initial employee onboarding? Generalize it, cover some quick topics, right? The important ones, and then give them the handbook so they can dig into it and read it. So now we're going to look at a demo, talk about some of the things that show some things that we've looked at. If we have any questions, I will take those after I do the demo here, and then we're going to look at some data comparisons on what and some key takeaways from Copilot. Okay, so I'm going to start with the free version of Copilot. So here we're going to open up Microsoft Edge. So if you open up Microsoft Edge and you're not signed into it, this is what you're going to see. Right here, over in the upper right-hand corner, you see a hover over it, right? I have Copilot. So this is the free version, the chat version of Copilot. It's available on all Windows computers. So as long as you have Edge, you can get into this and use it. So here, what I want to do is I'm going to use the free version to generate an employee handbook based on some information I'm going to feed it. And then we're going to import that into the business version. So we're going to create a document of that employee handbook, and then import that into the business version, where then, for example, if you had an employee, some of the questions an employee can just ask Copilot, from the handbook, right? And then we're going to turn that into a presentation, that you can maybe use, for example, on an onboarding of a new employee. So I want create employee handbook covering office hours Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. Talk about 2-week paid vacation and covered health insurance, which is paid medical, dental, vision, and let's say we'll say 401k benefits. Oh, sometimes this happens. And I had it up sitting here, so it's probably my fault. Oh, come on now. Let me close that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take this response. Let me download this and show it. Okay, so again, I just asked for an employee handbook, right? It's giving me a generic employee handbook. Missing some things, company names, right? Hours of operation. It's got the paid vacation. So now we're going to take this, and I am going to grab the business version of Copilot. So here you can see I'm in my Microsoft 365 tenant. One thing to note is when you're looking at this, you can see that the enterprise data protection, you see this green shield right here, that this data is protected. So this is within our business environment. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just dump this, this file, this employee handbook. So let's go ahead. I already have a file. Name that. It's fine. Right. It's going to kind of digest this. Right. So now that we have some information, it knows this document. Right. I can then go and say, as an employee, what is our hours of operation? Right. Yep, there we go. Right, it read through the employee handbook and says, hey, we're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? All employees are expected to adhere to these hours unless otherwise arranged with their supervisor. And then, for example, I'm going to say, what is the vacation policy? Right? Yep, according to the draft employee handbook, vacation policy is as follows. Paid vacation time for each employee is entitled to 2 weeks, 10 business days of paid vacation time per year. Vacation request, right, for vacation should be submitted at least 2 weeks in advance and must be approved by your supervisor. So this is a good example of, let's say, a massive employee handbook that you have that's a bunch of information in it, right, about, Washington state laws or wherever your laws are, right, wherever state you're in. It's an easy way for your employees to kind of use it and ask questions and kind of cut down on those HR related things, right? Where you don't have employees asking, what's our paid vacation policy, right? They can just ask Copilot. Copilot's going to spit it out in a matter of seconds. Now, if I wanted to, I can say generate a PowerPoint covering this document. So here it's going to create me a PowerPoint. Here we go. Boom. Here's my PowerPoint. Click on this, open it up. Here we go, right? Here's my employee handbook PowerPoint, right? Welcome to the company, hours of operation, paid vacation, paid health benefits, right? Conduct and performance. It just took that document, created a bunch of slides. And now from here, you can then go and say, well, I want, add some photos to this, right? Add some, here's our logo, put our logo into it, create a background type of thing. Is a good example of how to utilize this product. Any questions so far on what we've covered? Okay, so for example, yeah, accounting. So accounting information, again, if you are utilizing the differences between the free and the business, is the data that you give it. So for example, you never want to go and use the free version of Copilot, which is found in Edge. Looks like this, right? You don't want to feed that like proprietary company information, and so that's where the business one comes in. So again, it's $30 per user per month. It is quite expensive, but the amount of productivity gained, right, if utilized appropriately, is exponential, right? I mean, if you can decrease the amount of time especially if you're in accounting or something like that, you're an admin, right? If you can decrease the amount of time you're spending in creating Excel sheets and graphs and things like that, then it's just more work that you can take on, right? And therefore move the needle even further. So just be careful if you're doing anything with accounting stuff, make sure you use the business one. If you are a client of ours and you are interested, please reach out to us. Or if you are a business and you're not a client of ours and interested in getting into Copilot, again, reach out to us. You can go to our website, cybertools.us, find our contact information, and we can certainly help you get into that. Yeah, let's see here. It seems like you really save some time if you know how to task the right questions or offer the right data. Correct. Yes. And that's where it gets into you got to use it. And as a business, one thing I will say, if you as a business you want to start getting into it, the first step is to maybe sit down with a piece of paper, right, and look at, okay, what are all the things that we might want to use AI or Copilot, right, to do in our business, right, and then from there you got to start creating probably a couple policies. And again, if you're a client of ours, we can help with that. Some policies that state like, here's how we're using AI, right? And if you're using Copilot, right, here's the Copilot you are using. Do not use this, right, to put client data or whatever in. That way you're not, responsible for like a data leak or anything like that accidentally, or feeding, the free version of Copilot some proprietary, information. Okay. Let's looking at a summary here. So some key takeaways is right, we're going to unlock productivity, right? You can unlock productivity with Microsoft Copilot by automating tasks, enhancing workflows. 2, enhance your collaboration across your teams, real-time feedback and shared ideas. I've seen this where team members are, basically someone's working on something and there's a team chat going by, right? And all of a sudden an hour goes by, a bunch of chats, and you just ask Copilot, hey, summarize the last hour of chat, for me so I can pick up where everyone's left off at, right? Embrace innovation, stay ahead in your business, right? Operations by leveraging AI tools. It's only going to continue to get better and to expand. So, you utilize, I mean, it's for $30 a month, the amount of productivity, the amount of, utilization on that is huge. Think about it, and how you can utilize that in your business to leverage, again, accounting, marketing, right? If you're in construction, right, and you're, dealing with some data sets and things like that, right? How can you utilize it to be more effective? So again, thank you for joining us today. We encourage you to explore Microsoft Copilot and see how it can transform your business operations. If you have any questions or need further assistance, please feel free to reach out. We look forward to helping you unlock new levels of productivity and efficiency. Thank you again for joining us.